Back when it felt right to fear God, when our faces were so young, when we had not yet been to college, before we faced the barrel of the gun, back before Christ led our cousin away, and Uncle collapsed into an unmarked grave, when life was not such a relentless relay of recession politics the way it is today. Like a guitar without strings, violin with no bow, ships made of wood, sailing oceans of coal. And we all kneeled at the altar, and we were waiting to be whole, like ships made of wood, sailing oceans of coal. And drops of alcohol fell like rain from the beard of a blue-eyed Christ, they said, while drunkards are praised and toasted a cheer, and the peasants are still without bread. Politicians sit in pyramids playing at God, their wary countenance never falters. The American empire exposed as a fraud, and the banks dissolve at the altars. You can print me a liver, but you can't print my soul. Ships made of wood sailing oceans of coal. You can print me a liver, but you can't print my soul. Ships made of wood sailing oceans of coal. Like a guitar without strings, violin with no bow. Ships made of wood, sailing oceans of coal. And we all kneeled at the altar, and we were waiting to be whole, like ships made of wood, sailing oceans of coal. And if there exists nothing out there, tell me what were their lives for? I've lost all belief, yet I find myself. And if there exists nothing out there, tell me what were their lives for? I've lost all belief, yet I find myself praying once more, praying once more. Yes, I'm praying once more. God, I'm praying once more. Like a guitar without strings, violin with no bow. Ships made of wood, sailing oceans of coal. And we all did right at the altar, and we were praying to be free, like people made of wood who were never meant to see. Holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, Lord, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, Lord, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, Lord, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, Lord, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, Lord, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, Lord, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, holler if you hear me, yeah. Like a guitar without strings, violin with no bow. oceans of gold.